she's made it possible for people to open themselves up, have an opportunity for education and to move in their life. And you have profoundly affected the culture of the Phillips community. So also, living where you were right next door to an organization, a business, a company called Honeywell. And pretty soon, Charlotte and Marv were out once a week. Marv Davidoff were out once a week, holding their sign and being a silent witness in the beginning, and just a few people, and then it grew. And each month, each year, the Peace community grew. And we went not only to Honeywell, but to FMC and Alliant Tech, and have been 30 years, standing on street corners, taking it to courts, taking it to jail, and always with the idea of your life being your witness for what you believe in. So, Charlotte, you have had a profound effect. I wanted to tell you this for years, and I know it would embarrass you, but you've had a profound effect on my life. And I know that you've had a profound effect on the lives of many people in this room, and many people in the peace movement. You are a witness. You have lived your life seeing the connections and acting on it in order to live a life of nonviolence. And I know that I want to speak as a voice for everyone to say thank you. And I want the blessing from all of us to you comes right from the 23rd Psalm, when I wish for you goodness and kindness to follow you all the days of your life. Thank you. This reads, Sister Charlotte Madigan, the Hawkinson Fund especially recognizes Sister Char's lifetime commitment to peace and justice, inspired by the example of Jesus, to show God's love to all. By founding St. Joseph's House, Hope Community, opposing war production with the Honeywell Project, etc., etc., using experiential teaching to guide students and others in seeing and responding to their neighbors' needs. Sister Char's persistent efforts have made significant and sustained contributions to our society. Yes, you have, Sister Char, and please come forward and accept your
But first, I'm honored and grateful to be in your company, dear awardees. So young, and yet you already know the systemic causes of injustice and are committed to reforming them. And you can name people and experiences that have shaped your thinking. Reading your story strangely got me kind of wondering, what shapes human behavior and makes some people think the opposite of you, and most of us in this room? I got thinking about spirits who have shaped me, the usual, like you, family, place, faith, work. One was in the 1950s, when in college a theater major I learned there are only 37 original plots in the world. But I thought just 2 would do. War stories and love stories. Dominate or intimate. Control or connect. Later, hidden in plain sight, I got a cloth bag from the Guthrie Theater from my favorite writer with a quote from William Shakespeare. He says, "The past is prologue. There's a prologue indeed. God knows what shall be next. Shaping us, abiding in plain sight sometimes and sometimes hidden in our DNA." Years later, I loved an image in a play that said, houses have ghosts in their attics and basements, and so do people. And then, at work, we celebrated the 45th anniversary of St. Joseph's House recently, and yes, we found ghosts there. So I confess I kind of believe in ghosts. Holy and well, this place is surely haunted by the ghost of Vince, with whom we got arrested many times, and other ghosts from your past and from your ancestors hidden in your DNA. And ghosts attracting us all to a place like this instead of Wall Street, luring us to build welcome mats instead of walls at our boundaries. But a mixed bag, these ghosts, fighting with each other. Some prefer dominate, and some prefer intimate. One last story about ghosts. One ghost of repair said I love to remember is the early days of our St. Joseph's House story, as I typed out my usual begging letter. And I misspelled the kingdom of God that we wanted to shape on our block. Instead, I typed kingdom. Perfect ghostly advice, I think. As we were trying to replace kings, lording it over women whose task was to submit, and replace it with kin and community, whole community. More, a ghost misspelled how I wrote about praying the scriptures. Instead, my fingers wrote P-R-E-Y, which us Catholics needed to do to discern who God is. As the Bible has a couple of ideas, contradictory. One is a rule-making and punishing God, a hierarchical kind of guy, who set up hell for rule breakers. And the other is like Jesus, who got hanged on a cross for crossing the rule makers, who told stories, not dogmas, who healed, not punished, who stuck with the poor like your Vince did. So the ghost of Vince, I'm proud to be in your church and companion with your grace members along the path of peace and community. So, oh no, I think it's been long enough. We won't sit quietly for a couple of minutes and think about ghosts. Maybe we'll just wind up, go downstairs and talk about ghosts and about who we think God is, what God hopes for us, for our, what shapes us. Amen.
The only word I can think of, Sharon, is thank you. Thank you. Bless you. Pastor Dan this morning talked about for over 100 years in these walls, there have been stories, have been prayers, have been inspirations, have been laments. And all these stories are now part of this place, Ghosts. And we thank each and every one of our award recipients and you, Sister Shar. On behalf of all who have gathered and the committee, a deep, deep thank you. A few final words before we go enjoy some food and fellowship. I want to remind you of Stan's invitation that the way this work continues is with our generosity. There will be a basket in back, there will be a basket downstairs. That might encourage you to reach in your billfold for a $20 bill. And that's, every gift is appreciated. But we've made an easier way for you to be more generous, and that is simply to go online and make a sizable, think about it. What we've heard today, this kind of work goes on because of the generosity of those of us who are here and our family and friends. So I strongly encourage you and thank you in advance for your generosity, your contributions. Now, immediately after we're done, we'd like to rush over to each of the individuals and congratulate them, but we want to bring them all up front to take pictures. So just resist the urge to go give them a big hug and engage in a wonderful conversation. Let them come forward. You can come forward too and take a picture along with the official photographer, but we want to record the event, and then we'll all go downstairs and enjoy the food that has been prepared. So a big thank you to Grace members, and especially Susan Wooten, a member of our congregation, for organizing the reception. So now what I want to say, go in peace, work for peace, live peace. Thank you for coming. Yeah, the winners, please come forward. The scholarship winners, along with Pastor Shar, and committee members, current committee members from Hawkinson, will invite them to be part of the picture as well. And any of you who want to take pictures, come on up. We want to do pictures.
All the winners?
Yeah. All winners? Yeah. No, everybody.
Yeah, everybody is.
Oh, people already. Sister Shar, you want to join me?
Yep, we can have you come right here.
Shoot one of Scholars too.
Yeah.
I think one more time.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then should we do one with just the scholarship winners too? Thank you all.
So you're welcome to come downstairs now. You can go either by the back or out this door where Pastor Don is. Lots of